Learning to Fall by Malay McCain teaches us so we are never too old to believe in magic. This piece talks about the innocence of two young sisters. Maddie is more skeptical, while as her older sister, Jean, is more believing. Told from Jean's point of view, we find it takes just one incident to lose trust. I spent the better part of my childhood convincing my sister that I could turn into a unicorn at will, just not in her presence. We were both the type who wanted so badly to believe in things magic. I think we really did believe I spent half my time prancing about in the clouds or the heavens or wherever it is unicorns prance. The end came in a rush of magnolia trees and hard earth. All of it ended when we tried to fly. I didn't voluntarily wear clothes when I didn't have to until I was about 12 years old. Before that, every morning there was an all-out battle between my parents and me to don clothes in order to emerge into the less understanding world outside our home. The fight got particularly nasty when going to Grandma's house, for, as I said, I'll just take them off when I get there. On this day, I was 11 and my sister was 9. My parents had, as usual, won the clothing war. Girls, dinner, girls! I looked longingly at the towering magnolia tree near the garden on the way back inside. It would be our next adventure. Maddie, did you know that magnolia leaves have the same dynamics as wings? What's dynamics? You know, it goes through the air really well. Like wings have good dynamics, but bowling balls don't. Oh, okay. Well, leaves have good ones. So, if we can make wings out of them, we could actually fly. Nuh-uh. Yeah, we could, if we get high enough in the tree and then call in the spirits of flight, but the wings have to be good. I have an idea. Hold on. She came back with a conspiratorial grin and a roll of Scotch tape. That's perfect. What you've got to understand is that we've been inundated with this alternative world of whimsy stuff from before we were born, when our parents read us fairy tales in the womb. 11 and 9 might seem too old to believe you could fly, but we were raised on books, movies, and grandma-made costumes of the fairy bent exclusively. So our parents and grandparents were neither surprised nor suspicious when we asked them for help attaching the magnolia leaves we'd gathered to our arms. With their bright smiles and sweet encouragement, it was clear they assumed they were helping us to merely pretend to fly. Be careful, don't mess up your wings. We climbed with meticulous precision. It took longer than our usual monkey-esque pace, but it was worth it when we both arrived at the top with a full set of undamaged feathers. It's pretty high. She was right. It was 25 feet, which was definitely pretty high, especially if you were planning on free-falling from that height with leaves taped to your arm. You have to believe if you want to make it. We can't do this. This is stupid. We're going to fall. We can. We can fly. We're different from everybody else. We know what's really going on. Do you really think that's true? Yes. Yes. Okay. We held hands, and I know we both wished, prayed, begged, dreamed, believed harder than I even have the strength to imagine anymore. And then we jumped. We spent the rest of the waning afternoon in the ER. One of the smaller bones in my left foot didn't quite survive the impact of the fall. Somehow it was the only physical injury either of us sustained. I spent the car ride back to Grandma's trying to figure out how to explain this profound failure to Maddie. From everyone else I'd gotten, "Oh, you poor thing, and let me sign your cast." Great doses of attention I usually had to work hard for. But not from Maddie. Maddie was angry. "You said we could fly, but you knew we couldn't. I can't believe I believed you. And you can't turn into a unicorn either, can you? Do you think it's funny to lie to me? I trust you so much, and we fell. We fell. You made me think I could fly. Okay, you did it. You tricked me. I hope it was worth it." I'm so sorry. And I was sorry, but not for tricking Maddie, because I hadn't meant to trick her. I was sorry we hadn't flown when we jumped out of that magnolia tree. When we fell, desperately grabbing branches on the way down, I was thinking, I didn't really believe it. That's why this is happening. But Maddie was thinking, I knew it. I knew we couldn't fly. I can't believe I fell for this. So the disillusionment that happened to both of us when we hit the ground was grade A painful, contrary to what we wished. We were not special. We were not magical, not of the chosen few. We would have normal lives like everyone else, like our parents, our friends, our cousins. We would go to school and to work. We'd be happy sometimes and bored and confused most of the time. What a dramatic way to find out. That realization, then and now, hurts something more than my feet. As much as it pains me to say, I think the flying incident was the end of Maddie's childhood. While she graduated to boyfriends and sleepovers, I, even though I was older, held on to my spellbooks and dragon figurines well into middle school. We never really talked about that era of our lives. Until last year, when our grandmother died, Maddie and I drove down together to Louisiana from Boston, where we both went to college. On the way to the funeral, I found myself asking her if she remembered the day we tried to fly in Grandma's backyard. No. Yeah, you do. We taped magnolia leaves all up and down our arms, and we jumped out of a tree by Grandpa's garden. Remember? I broke my foot. Oh yeah, I remember the foot getting broken, but somehow I thought that was my foot. I don't remember anything about jumping out of a tree, though. The thing was huge. You jumped out of it? We did, Maddie. We jumped out of that tree. Trying to fly? We did? That's hilarious. I never remember much of that stuff. My memory starts at like 6th grade or something. I'm sorry. It's no big deal. I do have this really distinct memory of you turning into a unicorn in the backyard once, though. But I'm sure it must have been a dream. She laughed nervously as if she was worried what I was going to think. I'd really like to think it wasn't just a dream, but, well, it wasn't to me. It sounds crazy, but I seriously remember it. You were absolutely beautiful, and I climbed onto your back and we flew. I mean, I know it sounds absurd, but I decided to think it really happened. You know what I mean? Driving along I-10 towards what would be a surprisingly peaceful funeral, breathing the thick, mellow air of our childhood, I knew exactly what she meant.